Farmers know that corn productivity is heavily influenced by nutrient availability. The University of Minnesota Extension has recently updated their recommendations for nitrogen applications based on data from the past several growing seasons. Including the newer data has resulted in an increase in suggested nitrogen application rates for both corn on corn and corn following soybeans. Experts suggest an increase in N rates of around 10 pounds per acre in both situations.
So with some of the conditions we've had, I expected maybe the dry conditions, things might have been a little bit more stable, but we've seen some steady creep. So that's one of the things, I guess, to look at if you haven't. But, for most people, I think where they're at already, they're probably a little bit on the upper end of kind of our recommendation window, that it's probably not going to affect them all that much with the nitrogen side. I think the main thing this will be will be supply and price coming up. Particularly since they've been getting just varied reports in terms of some growers being able to get prices, especially for spring right now, because I don't think a lot of the retailers are looking at, trying to go that far out because of some of the uncertainty they have in terms of some of their pricing.
Because nutrient costs are high, testing and understanding what's in the soil is an important component.
The main thing I would really suggest is if you are soil testing, it's a good time to start using some of that data, and there's some areas that you can be a little lean on the phos side, especially if you've been managing things with a removal-based strategy and you're already kind of at what we deem to be the critical level, or at the point at which yield should not be affected if you even cut out some of the phos. So, if you're at that point, you've got more flexibility.
Farm financial information through the University of Minnesota shows that among the key factors separating the most profitable and least profitable farms is their nutrient management decisions.
The main thing, especially when we get into these situations where we start getting into these really, if you look at the ratio of the value of corn to the price of the per pound of nutrient, that starts to get really wide, where we get some really expensive fertilizer. I think is really going back to the basics, really looking at just your base fertility program, just seeing maybe where you could tweak with some of what decisions that are being made there, and just start at that point to see if you could trim back a little bit on cost.
U of M recommendations are available at the Extension Nutrient Management website. This is Dan Lemke reporting.